Bitcoin is pumping again and we're back above the $59,000. We can see multiple bullish formations for Bitcoin unfolding, but in this video I will also tell you when Altseason is going to start. But about that later in this video. I will have a look at some interesting news with you, and also something interesting was happening with the Bitcoin ETFs again. So slap up that like button and let's dive right into the charts. Yesterday I was talking about this huge consolidation phase for Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame. We can see multiple touch points on the top side and on the downside as resistance and support, and the price was getting squeezed into this apex. And as I was saying yesterday, Bitcoin always tends to break out before the apex is getting reached, and we can see Bitcoin is breaking out of this consolidation pattern to the top side, so that is a bullish break. But for now I am expecting that we're going to see maybe a little bit of a retest to retest this previous resistance as support, and from there we can aim for higher prices. But this is looking very bullish, and yeah, we can see somewhat of a trend reversal for Bitcoin happening. And if we have a look at the 4 hour time frame, we can see also a very interesting pattern unfolding for Bitcoin. Yesterday on my X channel I've been talking about this formation, and I tweeted about this that Bitcoin was having could have a bullish scenario on the 4 hour time frame playing out. We saw a double bottom, and I expected that we're going to see the bullish scenario playing out. So we're going to see a bullish break as we are seeing right now. And from here I think that we're going to see a retest of this previous resistance to turn it into support and then aim for higher prices, and that would be a very healthy price action. So for now we are retesting this this interesting support and resistance area, and this 4 hour candle isn't closed yet. So we need to see a close of this candle at this point to confirm the breakout, and from there we can maybe retest it as support and aim for higher prices, and that would be very bullish. And that could mean that we are going to see a trend reversal for Bitcoin on the 4 hour time frame. But on the daily time frame we were still in this huge downtrend, so we need to see a higher high getting unfolded. This was the previous high, and we need to see that Bitcoin is going to create a new higher high, and from there we can also create a higher low. So this was the low, and then we need to create a higher low, and then we can confirm the trend reversal for Bitcoin on the daily time frame. But it has to start somewhere, and now we are seeing a little bit of bullish candles already, so this is looking a little bit more bullish. And yesterday we had another interesting day for the Bitcoin ETFs again. We saw an inflow of 260 million, and the day before that we saw almost 300 million of inflow into the Bitcoin ETF, so this is insane. And BlackRock is buying in heavily, and they're buying the dip, just like Fidelity. And this is looking good for the Bitcoin ETFs. And as I was saying, we want to see that spike again, and we are seeing it again. So we are already up for $500 million in 2 days. So while everyone is panicking about the dip and that we're going to see much lower levels, BlackRock and Fidelity are buying the dip in heavily, and that is what you want to see. And also a lot of whales are buying Bitcoin. We can see that in the on-chain data, and this is what you want to see in some kind of a bottom formation. And yeah, let's see if Bitcoin is bottoming out from here, and that we're going to see levels above the 60,000 pretty soon. And if we have a look at the daily time frame, we can see Bitcoin fell below this important support level on the daily time frame. We are now trying to regain this area, and it would be very bullish because we fell below first and we retested this previous support as resistance. We saw a rejection from this point, but for now it looks like that Bitcoin is going to regain this area, and we want to see daily close above this resistance area, and that would confirm the gain of this level. But if Bitcoin closes this daily candle at this resistance line, we could maybe see another rejection from this point and aim for lower prices, and that will be the bearish scenario. But for now it looks like that Bitcoin is going to see some strength again, and that is what we all want to see. And I think the price of Bitcoin will maybe go a little bit like this, and eventually if we gain this level and gain above the $60,000, then we will maybe see prices around this first big resistance, and that will be around the $64,000. And I've also been talking about this huge bullish divergence for Bitcoin on the daily time frame. We saw a lower low unfolding for Bitcoin on the chart, and we saw a higher low for Bitcoin on the RSI chart. So this was indicating a regular bullish divergence. And we can see the selling pressure was cooling off, and we are seeing now a spike of the RSI, and that was also having a bullish effect on the price. So when Bitcoin is coming down and creates such a bullish divergence on the daily time frame, we most of the times can see a spike to the top side again, because selling pressure is cooling off, and then we are almost always going to see a spike to the top side. And this kind of bullish divergences are also very important for Bitcoin when you want to see a huge trend reversal unfolding. And these kinds of bullish divergences are perfect to look on the chart and that we are close to a bottom, because they indicate that we are going to see more buying pressure coming into the markets. Last year we had the crash of the exchange FTX, And yeah, it looks like they are going to distribute $16 billion back into the market. They will redistribute this money to its aggrieved customers, and this could also have a very bullish effect on the crypto market, because these customers are already into crypto, and yeah, if they are getting back $16 billion in dollars, they might be pumping this into the markets again. So this could also have a very positive push for crypto in general in the markets. And it looks like the payment should begin at the end of the third quarter in 2024, and this will be the same period as the US elections. So this could be a very interesting part of the year. So let's see what the rest of the year will bring us. And I think, yeah, especially with the US elections and Trump being bullish on Bitcoin, we might see a very interesting end of 2024. On the daily time frame, we can also see this broadening wedge for Bitcoin. We can see multiple touch points on the downside as support, and this trend line support is holding strong for now. We can see a bounce from this level, but eventually we want to see a revisit of this topside resistance and maybe even force a break to the top side. But for now, this trend line resistance on the top side is the first big target for Bitcoin. And yeah, it would be very bullish if we can come back to this area, and maybe we can see some price like this. And if we come to this area, this will be yeah, having a very bullish effect on the markets and the sentiment in overall. So this resistance is around $69,000, or maybe even the $70,000. So if we come back to this level, that will have a very bullish effect on the overall sentiment for Bitcoin. And eventually we want to see maybe a breakout of this resistance area, retest this as support, and then come further back up. And then we can also create new all-time highs. But this will be the ultimate resistance to gain for Bitcoin on the daily time frame, and then we can create new all-time highs. On the weekly time frame, we can see this huge bull flag unfolding. We had this huge run up, and now we're consolidating inside of this pattern, and yeah, it looks like a bull flag. And yesterday we bounced from the lower side support, and it looks like that we're going to see more upside from here. So maybe we can see more bullishness for Bitcoin unfolding in the coming weeks, and eventually we want to see a break of the top side and create more bullish price actions. So the bull flag will be validated, and this pattern could bring us to new all-time highs. But for now we have to be a little bit patient, and we want to see a revisit of this topside resistance again, and from there we can maybe aim for a breakout of this bull flag formation. And in my intro I was talking about Altseason, and that it might be very close for now. And I will tell you now everything about when the next Altseason is going to happen. We are now looking at the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. On the weekly time frame, we can see this huge falling channel for this pair unfolding. We can see this falling channel dates all the way back to August 2022. So we're almost for 2 years inside of this consolidation phase to the downside. And this means that Ethereum is getting weaker against Bitcoin overall on these 2 years. So it was better to hold Bitcoin than Ethereum in the last 2 years. And if this pattern breaks to the top side, that means that Ethereum is getting stronger against Bitcoin. And if this pattern breaks to the top side, we are going to maybe see a retest of this formation, retest it as support, and then come further back up. And if we create such price action, then Ethereum is getting stronger against Bitcoin, and that means that the alt season is going to start, because Ethereum is the king of altcoins, and when Ethereum is gaining strength against Bitcoin, we can always see that an alt season is getting started. And in history we also saw that around here, and it was from the beginning to 2020 all the way to the top of the bull market at the end of 2021. So when this falling wedge breaks to the top side, the next alt season might be starting. And also if we have a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, we can see the Bitcoin dominance is in this huge rising wedge to the top side, and a rising wedge is a typical bearish bias pattern, because eventually this price is getting squeezed into this apex and we might see a break to the downside. So for now the Bitcoin dominance is gaining strength all over this weekly time frame, but eventually when we are going to see a break to the downside, we might go back to this huge support area on the weekly time frame. And in the past we can also see when this Bitcoin dominance is dropping very fast, like we saw here, a huge all season was unfolding. So this break to the downside for the Bitcoin dominance can be confluent with this breakout of this huge falling channel for this Ethereum Bitcoin pair. So when this all happens, the next alt season will start. I hope you find this video useful. Give this video a like, follow me on Twitter, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.